There you are. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, curling fans in Central New York and beyond. I'm Dave Craig-Nolan, and I am here in the warm room at the Utica Curling Club, and I am going to broadcast this evening's Pool A quarterfinal game between Philadelphia and Broomstones 2. Sit back and enjoy the game. Chat room is open. Always looking for feedback on audio and video quality. Should be a good game. There's another quarterfinal game between Utica 2 and Cape Cod 1 going on Sheet 4. I will keep you abreast of that score as the evening progresses. But we're going to focus on Sheet 2 here, and that is Philadelphia, skipped by Craig McKinley. Brian Dutt playing third. Rich Hess is the second. And Rob Van Schooneveld is the lead. Over for Broomstones 2. That will be, the skip is Tim Ho. But Benj Guzman will be throwing fourth rocks, and Mike Sampson is the second, and Paul Marsalia is the lead. So sit back and enjoy the game with me, and glad you're with me this evening. Looks like Broomstones will be throwing the yellow rocks. And Philadelphia will be throwing the red rocks. Should be a good game. I've seen both of these teams play this weekend. They're both of pretty skilled nature. So it looks like there should be a real good game. We always hope for that with the broadcast. It's always a better time when the games are close games and no blowouts, if you will. And Broomstones will be throwing first. Here we go. Sit back and enjoy, folks. And we are underway. Looks like they're going to slide right onto the rings here. Fooled him a little bit. It's even going to go past the button. Back four. And Rob Van Schoeneveld's first shot of the evening. He'll make a takeout attempt here. Keep things cleaned up early in the game. Players from Broomstones got warmed up on their a little bit of an oversweep with the first one. Good looking shot here. Yeah, looks like that's going to hang around for a bite or maybe over way out on the outside. And definitely a biter. Tim Ho will go after this with Paul's second rock. Good looking shot here from Paul. Mission accomplished. Good shot. Both skips, a little bit of a feel out period. Nobody wants to make an early mistake here, so Craig will have Rob erase this rock with his second stone. And this one's going to be a little bit inside. And an unfortunate miss there early in the end. No hammer here for Broomstones. Tim would like to sit 1 and 2. Mike Sampson's first rock of the evening. Second for Broomstones. And they got it started early, so they're going to, looks like they're going to get it to the rings. Mission accomplished there. Broomstone sitting 1 and 2, no hammer. And now Rich Hess will throw his first rock of the evening. Little damage control early here for Philly. So he might have left this one out a little bit. Going to move it around. That's unfortunate. A little wide shot there from Rich. And a little bit of trouble compiling here for Philly early here in the first end. Tim will play guard here with Mike's second shot. Guard attempt here. Boys are working it over to try and get it over the hog line. I think they're going to get it over. Yep, they did get it over. Just did get it over. It looks like mission accomplished for the guard. High guard, just a couple feet over the hog line. Now Brian Dutt, his first stone of the evening. Kind of a soft weight come around here. Probably a hack weight type shot. I like to get rid of that yellow rock on the forefoot. Excuse me, in front of the forefoot. And again, just a little wide. It's not coming over. And looks like it's going to be second rock in the back 8. And Tim Ho with his first rock. Skip 4 Broomstones, throwing third rocks. Front end's thinking he's light. They jumped it right away. I'd like to get in between these two yellow stones, I think, if you're Broomstones. Looks like he's got a good-looking shot here. Well done. I think he wanted to be on the rings there, but not a bad outcome. Still room to draw here for Craig. Room to draw the 4-foot here for Brian. Little heavy, I believe. Yeah, it just looks like it's going to sail to the back of the rings. And it came right to the backer in the back. They're sitting 2-3 with hammer. Big opportunity without hammer here for Broomstones. Tim Ho's second shot of the first end. I think you'd like to draw behind your yellow one and sit 1-2 here. We talk about a pro side miss would be short. Looks like he gave it a little bit more than his first one. Try a little directional sweep here. Trying to pull this right into the 4-foot circle. Still gliding. It's going to come right to the backer. Good shot. Just a little bit too heavy. So he still left an opportunity here for Philly to come down and still get one under the 4-foot circle here. Vice Brian Dutt. Doors open here for Philly to get in line to get their score of 2. If they can get one behind this yellow one that's in the 8-foot on the 4-foot circle, they'll be in pretty good shape. This one's cutting real hard. Looks like he's going to make contact with the guard here. So little struggles here early for Team Philly. Little conversation going on as to where they'd like this rock. Broomstones is sitting 1 and 2. 4-foot circle's pretty much wide open. I think you err on the side of a guard here. Cut the rings down for Philly. This would be Benj Guzman's first stone of the evening. Throwing skip rocks for Broomstones. Tim Ho calling the game and throwing third rocks. Not offering at all on this one yet. More of a line shot than a distance shot. And now they're going to pull it right into the 4-foot line here. And that looks like a pretty good outcome there for Broomstones. There's definitely a port to come through here. And it looks like that's what Craig's going to try and throw and come through the port between these two yellow ones and hit and stick somewhere. He probably won't be shot. He won't be shot rock but he'll be in better shape to get that rock in the 8-foot out of there. Kind of looks like that's what he's throwing. Kind of hard to come through to the backer, I believe, the one in the back 4, but maybe there's room to get through there. The way I'm looking at it here, doesn't look like there's a great deal of room to get through there. Craig McKinley's first rock of the evening. Skip for Philadelphia. See if he can get his team out of a little bit of trouble here. He's coming with some weight. And he fired her. It's going to chip the yellow guard out of the way and roll over. Big weight there. That old-time throw where you're still lifting the rock, you can get a lot of momentum behind a curling stone when you're still throwing, when you're still lifting the rock like that. Most of us have resorted to not lifting the rock anymore. Kudos to him to still be able to lift the rock. Most of us, our legs and back have gotten to the point where we can't do that anymore. And Benj Guzman will guard back up here and try and give some shelter to his two rocks that are counting right now. Cut the rings down here for Craig with a good guard. Not the end of the world if he comes in between the two of them, but still leaving the door open. Looks like a pretty good shot. There's still room to get to the 4-foot with a draw here. And we'll see if Craig can get Philly out of a little early trouble. Sitting 2 is Broomstones here in the first end. Hammerstone here in the first end. Looking to get a good piece of the 4-foot circle here. If so, he's going to sneak out of the end here with his 1. They're working it over. Line looks good. Line looks great. If it's got legs, I think it's going to be a winner. Looks like a good shot. Oh, what a very nice throw. Very nice. Is going to scooch by. And he got his 1. Very nice. Craig McKinley with a pressure shot here in the first end. And Broomstones forces Philly to 1. Against 2. Good shot there from Craig. So Philly will have a 1-0 lead going into the second end. Looking for a center guard here. This is going to slide right onto the rings. Back 4. No hesitation here for Tim Ho to go ahead and try to get rid of this stone. Preferably roll to the outer rings if he can. You know, early in a game like this, it's a little more tricky to make a takeout with a rock out in the periphery here. It looks like it's down weight. This is just going to take off on him. Just a through the house kind of takeout. I'm not sure that he missed a little miscommunication there as to what weight maybe was being thrown. And Craig will just guard this up now. Utica 2 has taken an early 4-0 lead over Cape Cod in our other A quarterfinal. Good looking guard here from Rob. Very nice. Nicely thrown. Got outside just a little bit here, did Rob? Did Paul? Excuse me. And this isn't going to make contact with anything. Unfortunate. How quickly an end in curling can get away from you. And Rich Hess will try and put a red rock in between these two red ones. Offer a little protection for the shot on the 4-foot. Looks like he's got a good looking shot here. Nicely thrown. It's like you can pretty much see most of this, almost edge on edge. Mike looking to run the double here. No offer yet here. Now a little directional sweep here from Paul. And not quite. Over curl just a little bit. Craig pointing to a guard. Big old high guard. Not offering a great deal of guard here to the yellow rock. Tim's going to think over what he'd like to do here. Could start busting the front end open, I suppose. Nope. And he's going to try and draw right down to become shot rock here. Front end certainly thought he was light. They jumped it out of his hand. And it does look light. So another guard here in play. I'm not sure Tim Ho wanted that from Mike. And things are getting a little messy here for Broomstones here in the second end. They do have hammer, however. Brian Dutton, open draw here to the 4-foot circle. And get one to the top of the 4-foot or full 4-foot behind these guards. And Philly will be in business. This also looks light. A little light and narrow. There's no shortage of guards here, so still it's a race to the button at this point. Tim Ho make an attempt here now to get right down to the button in front of this red rock. Big shot here. early in the game. You don't want to get to start burning up ends here. Draw attempt here from Tim. If he's by, this weight looks real good. My goodness, it's really buckling on him. And that's a curling shot, my friends. Very nicely thrown. Nicely thrown, nicely swept. Still an opportunity. It's just ever so slightly behind the tee line. So there's a real shot here for Brian to just tap this rock back or even freeze on the corner of it towards the center of the button. And this would be a real tough stone for Broomstones to get out if he can make a shot here. Weight looks pretty good. They're not offering. A little wide maybe. It's coming now. Oh, it's really starting to come out. He's got a great looking shot here. Oh my goodness, it buckled. It buckled. Oh my goodness. He had to go. Wound up at the top of the forefoot. Still room for Broomstones to get another rock right on top of their own rock here with hammer. Last vice stone here. Little kiss off the red one. Left a little bit of a pocket. Oh, mercy. Left a little bit of a pocket there now. That's unfortunate there for Tim. Good break there for Philly. It can put one right on the... They can freeze right down. Easier said than done, folks, but there's room to just freeze right down to these rocks and spoil the party here for Broomstones here in the second end. Looking for draw weight here. Doesn't have to move any granite. He just got to come to him. You can just come to him and sit on the shot that's shot rock right now. He'll be in business. He's got plenty of weight, it looks like. He's going to move some stones with this weight. Good looking shot, though. Just didn't come over the weight. Just a little too much weight, I think. So the door's back open here now for Broomstones. You got to cross the face of this second shot here. Ooh, I don't know. He's talking about slashing it through over the top of shot rock. That's certainly a risky shot. Looking over their options here. It's a big shot in the end. From my vantage point, it looks like you can see most of this rock. You know, there's a little risk involved in the shot, but I think you got to take a, if you want to score a multiple here, I think you got to take a shot at trying to just cross the face of this red rock and flop right to the center and sit 1-2. I think that's your shot with a little courage involved here for Broomstones. Down to skip rocks here in the second end. I don't think it's got legs. No legs. Just a little light. So Craig McKinley with a big chance to take over the end here. If he can just tap this red rock on top of the yellow one, I don't see how I don't see how Broomstones can score. He taps this right to the nose of this yellow rock. Where's it going? Just got to move it about a foot, not even 8 inches. Broomstones has the hammer. This is Craig's last rock of the second end. Hammerstone still to come. They've thrown a ton of rocks down this path. It's coming up hard with the right weight too. Got to just tap it on the outside of the rock. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Is it by everything here? And it is. And you're going to like this one, boys. Oh, my goodness. It just slid by the rock. Maybe a little more weight than he wanted to throw. Broomstones is sitting 1. He's got the room. He's got room to draw the button, and that's what he's got to do to get his deuce here. Hammerstone second end. Broomstone sitting 1. Mild risk in the shot. Mild risk. You don't want to overcurl and hit that top yellow rock that's in the 12-foot and tap the red rock up. A little heavy. A little toasty. So 1-1 after 2. On to the third end now. Philadelphia will get the hammer back. Quick update over on sheet 4. Utica 2 has taken a 5-0 lead over Cape Cod. They are just starting the third end. Correction on the score of the other quarterfinal game. It is actually 8-0 Utica 2 over Cape Cod, and they are playing the third end. So we'll keep you updated on that. Maybe Cape Cod can climb back into the game, and they'll be a big task to be down 8, but not impossible. Back on to our featured game here on Sheet 2. Hammer belongs to Philly this end. It's 1-1, playing the third end. It looks like he's calling for a split here. Paul Marsalia, lead for Broomstones. Looking to get another yellow rock on the rings. Big pound, nice draw here, big powerhouse sweep. Nicely thrown. It's going to go right to the 4-foot circle, very nice. Right to half in the button. Almost got enough to get the double. Good shot there from Rob. Shooter stayed on the rings. Calling for a guard here. Good shot. Guard well placed. Craig coming up right to the previous shot to try and run it back. Love to double these 2 yellows off if you're Craig. Got a chance. No, straight back. Jammed it. Yep. Now Tim would like to sit 1 and 2 with Mike's second rock here. Forcing the action. Trying to stay in control of the end. They want to take this back. 1 and 2. Room to draw here now if you're Craig. Hi, George. Funny game we play here, folks. Sometimes when you're skipping, you got to be able to bail your team out if your team gets in trouble in a given end. Tend to put undue pressure. Those guys who got ice water in their veins tend to be great at that kind of that kind of pressure that this game puts upon you. Well thrown, right to the top of the button. Nice shot. Well said. The skips are definitely a rare breed. So a nice draw there. Still see about half of that rock looking down the ice. Just got to come soft at it. They reboot. It'll come back. Looks like he's got a good shot. He's going to make contact with the top guard, but just a little tick off the top guard. So an unfortunate miss there for Broomstones, and now the door is open here for Philadelphia to try to get back to a multiple end here. Pesky rock over behind guards on the corner of the forefoot of Broomstones. Don't want to leave him a double here if you're Craig. Like to sit 1 and 2 here, I think. This is a short rock. They're going to have to play guard here. Still room to come down to freeze to this rock. And he's even going to go after it. Okay. Gonna chip it out of there. And he just chipped it over. And now it's a little further buried now. Good weight, just didn't come over enough. I think if you're Craig, you'd like to be 1-2 here. Brian Dutt looking to draw around. No offer from the front end yet. Line's getting better, though, every turn. Cleared the guard by about a foot. A little heavy. Going to go to the button. Going to go right to the tee line and the button and sit 1-2, but he left a beautiful little pocket here for Broomstones to draw down to. Didn't quite want that. So a big opportunity here for Ben Guzman to draw down to the. So he's come with a little more weight than a draw. So he wants to move these stones. Just a little, though. Or maybe he's thinking of taking the one that was just thrown out and flop over on the other one would be a perfect scenario for this shot. No offer from the front end. It's got a curl. Trying to push it here now, his ball. And he lost one of them, and his shooter's going away. A lot of yellow rocks on the park. Philadelphia sitting 1 buried. Right there. Yep, I like that. Like to freeze right down to his own rock here. Sit 1-2. Philly's got hammer here. Sitting 1, pretty much buried. I think you'd like to come right to the face of your own rock here, wouldn't you? Just draw right down and sit 1-2. He's definitely a little wider than the several rocks that have been thrown here, but by virtue of the right weight, I think this rock will come up real nice for him. They're working it now. Line's perfect if it's got legs. And they're going to leave it up high. Just playing guard there, okay. I'm not so sure I don't want to be 1-2 there, but different idea there for Craig. Still room to draw behind here if you're Broomstones with Ben Guzman's last rock. Penge. I don't think there's anything else there, is there? Not a lot of options here for Benj. I think you got to be thinking short here, and you just play, make it impossible for Philly to get their deuce. So you want to err on the side of short here if it's not going to be shot rock, and just cut the rings down for Craig to hold him to 1. Good game so far. A little cat and mouse play from both teams. Great curling game. Every shot is important. Big shot here. If you can wind up shot rock here, if you're Broomstones, you're in a great spot to steal. Oh, he's throwing it in off. Okay, just a little different plan here. Looking for an in-off. And he didn't get quite enough of it. He had to get a little more of the rock for that. Good try from Benj, and now if Craig can draw the 4-foot circle, he's going to get a deuce here. Hammerstone, third end. Philly sitting 1, looking to draw the 4-foot circle to get his 2. Not curling. It's close, but it's just not curling. Just a little heavy. Unfortunate there for Craig. So Philly takes their 1 to have a 2-1 lead at the end of 3. On to the 4th end here now in our featured game between Philly and Broomstones 2. Okay, I'm looking. I wondered how many they scored Cape Cod. It was just for 1. It was for 1, okay. Well, Cape Cod scored 1 in the 3rd end, so it's still Utica 2, 8. And Cape Cod got off the schneid. They got 1. And they're playing the 4th end. Back to our feature. 2-1 Philly. We're just started the 4th end here. Center guard from Rob. Tim's going to try and establish his draw weight here. They threw a ton of rocks in the 2nd end, right down the same place they're coming here. See how the ice behaves after having at least 6 or 7 rocks slide down this path. Looks like a beauty. Nice shot. Freeze attempt here. Thank you. Always appreciate that kind of feedback, Nancy. Thank you much. Freeze attempt, very nice. Just slid by the guard. And it's going to wind up shot rock. Great shot. Very nice. Half buried. Drawdown. Weight's real close here for Paul. Tough spot to make one curl, but it's coming. They are working it over to get it there now. Little corner freeze on shot rock. Nicely thrown. Good rock. And now Craig will guard up. Guard attempt here from Rich Hess. Great looking shot. These guys have figured out the weight here. That's a great guard. Very nice. Nicely thrown. As Tim start busting the front end open here, I think you got to get these red guards out of here. Yep. Or a run back. You hit that on the high side, the one on the left, they're both going away. Wouldn't be a bad idea with hammer here for Tim Ho. Oops. You're asking for a lineup for the other team. Are we talking the other game? The other game is Cape Cod 1 would be Phil Bruce, Richard Lasarian, Mark Boardman, and Steve O'Neill. Takeout attempt here. So he's going to be on the guard. And back. A break there for Broomstones. Now you want to get one to the top of the forefoot here and sit 1-2 behind these red guards. Hammers back in Broomstone's possession here. You want to sit 1 and 2 here behind these red guards. Trying to push. Yeah, it's still wide open though. Can still see it down there looking down the monitor here. That rock's pretty much in the wide open. Big shot here from Brian. He can go over the top and double it. If he can get to the nose of this rock with any weight at all here, he's going to double these rocks off. I don't know if there's enough weight there for the double. And he got one of them off the ring, so back to where we were before it was there. And Tim will try to put that rock back here. Looking for a first multiple end of the game so far. It's been a 1-1-1 thus far. I think Tim would like to be buried this time and not leave the rock exposed. Down to skip rocks here. in the fourth end. Well played curling game to this point. Just not burying. Oh boy. And this one's going to be in about the same spot, a little more covered up. Actually, it got about half buried. You can see half a rock still there. Just didn't finish. Nice weight, nicely thrown. Just didn't snap over at the end. Tough spot to get one to curl there. If that rock curls another half a foot, it's in business for Broomstones. Big shot here coming from Brian. He would like to return the favor here. I don't know. It's going to chip that one out again, I think. Not enough weight to chip it out. Oh, he left him sitting 1 and 2. So now the door's open for Broomstones. Big opportunity here. So hard to get one to curl over there. They've thrown some really nice shots over with their outturn coming towards the glass here in the fourth end, but no finish to those rocks. If they just finished a little bit more, the end would be completely different. Oh, this is a beauty if it gets by. Good protection shot. It's not going to outcount the red ones. Would love to have been sitting 3 buried there, but it's in a good spot. Now you got to start picking these red ones up. No, I guess he's got room to come around here. Nice kind of a hack weight, back house shot here. Just cross the face of this and roll to the center behind his red guards. Down to skip rocks here in the fourth end. Phillies ahead 2-1. Broomstones has hammer sitting 2. And I believe if you're Craig McKinley, you'd like to just tap this rock through the rings and flop to the center and be shot rock here. Don't know if he's by or not. Oh, he's not by. Not by. Oh, boy. A shout out from the Peanut Gallery. Oh, hi, Sam. Anything else you guys want, let me know. We're open to anything. It's not like calling a hockey game or a basketball game. There's a lot of in between time calling a curling game. I called a couple harness racing races at the fairs years ago in Pennsylvania. That was fun. Looking to come right to the top. This is over curling, I believe. They get it by. It still could work, though. You can sit 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, maybe. I think so. Tough spot here now for Philly. Brian's lining up a triple. With his broom right there, if you hit with a lot of weight right where he's got his broom, I got to believe that the triple could be there. Could leave him sitting 3, too. Right there. Trying to get out of trouble here. Craig McKinley, a little bit of trouble for Philly here in the fourth end. Broomstones is sitting, I'm pretty sure they're sitting 3A. 2 for sure. The red rock over on the left could be out counting the rock that was just thrown by Benj. Big shot here. This is a get out of jail free card here for Craig if he can make this shot. Threw pretty good weight at it. It's got to cross the face of this top one. He's going to move some granite for sure. Oh yeah. And still might have left him sitting 2. Now a little tap on that one to the 4-foot, and it's possible 3-bagger here for Broomstones. Sitting 2 right now. I'm not sure I know who's third rock. I'm not sure who's fourth rock. This could be for 4 with a little hit and roll to the inside. 3 for sure, and maybe 4 with that rock that's up in the top of the 12-foot there. Could be, from my angle, it's just hard to tell. It looks like the red rock is out counting it. Looking at my screen here. It's going to be our first multiple with, barring accident or injury, it's going to be a first multiple score of the game. This is the hammerstone of the fourth end. Benj Guzman looking to extend the lead here for Broomstones. I don't know. Maybe? Wow. Looks like 3 to me. Very nice. Good shot. Pretty sure it was 3, so Broomstones will take a 4-2 lead, our first multiple of the game. Smells good. Thank you. Thanks a lot, George. We always appreciate the feedback. This is fun for me. I'm back to my roots, back to my radio and TV broadcasting and my several year stint with the National Hockey League doing basically production assistant work was a lot of fun. So it's glad to be back. Thanks for that. Thanks for your kind words. On to the fifth end now. Broomstones did cash in the fourth end with a score of 3 to take a 4-2 lead, and we're on to the fifth end here now. Rock not touching the rings in the forefoot. Force the action here. I think if you're Tim, you draw. And it looks like that's what he's doing with Mike Sampson. Not going to bury, going right to the top of the button, however. Craig trying to get something going here in the fifth end. Broomstones forcing the action here. Nice shot. Very nicely thrown. Kind of edge on edge. Good shot there from Rich Hess. Mike Sampson will try and make this Red Rock go away. And this is an unfortunate miss. This one's wide. So there's the break thank you, sir. This is the break that Craig McKinley and Team Philly here is looking for. Now they can get themselves in line for a multiple end with a couple of good shots here. Line's getting better with every turn here of this rock. And not to the rings. He wanted that a little tighter, even a biter there would have been okay. This leaves the door open now. This is more of a little bit of an advantage in the moment for Broomstones for Tim Ho. No hammer here for Broomstones. Ideally, you'd like to hold Philly to 1 and get the hammer back. Thanks, Donna. Got some listeners out there. We got 21 people online watching right now. Like to have people out there watching. Nice night to be inside watching a curling game. Got a gorgeous looking shot here. This is a beauty. Right down to a corner freeze. Very, very nicely thrown. Beauty. Very nice shot there from Tim Ho. Now Craig will try and have Brian pile another one right down there, another corner. It looks like he called for a corner freeze on the one that was just thrown. Tough spot to try and score more than one here for Team Philadelphia. This one's on a little wider line than the first one. I think this is going to go by unfortunate, but it's going to go by everything. A little heavy, and it's just going to keep running. Broomstones will play guard up here now. At worst, you'd like to have Philly get their one and get the hammer back. Guard attempt here from Tim Ho. Skipping the game and throwing third rocks for Broomstones. Line looks great. That's a great shot. Nicely done. Looks like Craig's just going to concede to keep covering these up and taking his one. Brian Dutt just looking to guard here. Guard accomplished. We are down to the skip rocks here in our fifth end. Quick check over on our other A quarterfinal going on in sheet 4. Utica 2 now has an 8-2 lead over Cape Cod. Cape Cod is sitting 2, however, without hammer. And I'll keep you updated on that as well. So 8-2 lead for Utica 2 over Cape Cod as we speak, and they are playing in the fifth end. Utica 2, that is the team of Roger Rowlett, Brian Moore, Howie Feldman, and John Colea. So there is room to get to the 4-foot circle here with the outturn. Benj Guzman is going to try a definitely a showstopper end here, a shot to try and take the end here. Or maybe he's just guarding up. That broom, I wasn't sure. He was way out in the 12-foot with the broom. Looks like he's just going to try and cut the rings down to prevent Craig McKinley from getting more than one. Took a raise away. Good shot. Tough. A lot of guards in the way here. Tough path into the 4-foot circle here for Craig McKinley. Philly's got the hammer here. First skip rock for Craig. He's out in the fresh pebble. It's just gliding on him, though. Oh, just a little heavy, maybe. Just a whisker heavy. Just one broom too heavy. Good try there from Craig. He threw that good. I don't know if I'd want to leave him that shot again. I think if you're Broomstones, you got to cover up that draw path and be happy to give him one. They throw a good guard here. I'm not sure what he's got. He's got a draw on the other side as well. But tough with all these guards in the way. Tim can't take both draws away. He just threw this one. I think that's a good idea to cover this side up. Or you go for the gusto and beat him there. I think if you can get one behind, get one on the 4-foot circle behind these guards, he's got a good chance of stealing the end. Just looks a little heavy. Boy, that's a fast piece of real estate, folks. I just can't throw him soft enough over there. It's through the house. Good gracious, just too heavy. Some shots just don't appear like they can be made. He's looking at a raise here on the other side. Wow. So a little bit of a gamble shot here. A little bit of a gamble shot for Craig McKinley. Skip for Philadelphia. There's definitely a risk shot here. I mean, if he hits yellow-red and he chips the yellow one off, he could leave. This is a shot that requires a little bit of courage here, folks. Just a little bit of risk involved. And he's throwing it. Looks like he's trying to run yellow-red into yellow and sit two. That's from my vantage point. It looks like this is a double angle race, take out and stick for two. Can't get through that hole. Hammerstone here in the fifth end. Broomstones is up 4-2. Philly sitting one. Got a normal looking takeout. Not a shot. Oh. He took a run at it and still left Philly sitting one. There was a little bit of courage there to try to get a deuce out of that. So Philly gets their one, and Broomstones gets the hammer back. After 5 ends, it's a 4-3 Broomstones. In our other quarter, in the 5th end, Utica picked up another single to take a 9-2 lead after, and they are playing the 6th end, coming back to the glass. On to our 6th end here in our feature. Four 3 Broomstones. And they get the hammer back here in the 6th end. Nice center guard for the opener here from Rob Van Schooneveld. That's a beauty. Now 2 corners set up. I think he was trying to throw a corner guard, but it worked out where he's got corners on both sides now. There is some talk about not being able to take a rock in the free guard zone if it's touching the center line, not being able to move it off the center line. I have heard that scuttlebutt. I'm not sure how far that goes, but I have heard in circles, curling circles, that while the free guard zone is in play, if a rock is touching the center line, you can't move it off the center line, can't tick it. So that's been talked about for a little bit here. I don't know if it's going to be implemented or not. Regardless, Craig's going to try and put one back on the center line. Just making the hog line here. Draw attempt here from Paul Marcellia. Weight looks great. Line's good. Great looking shot here. Just about fully buried. Can see about a third of a rock looking down. This is Rich Hess's attempt to try and get that yellow rock off the rings. Looks a little light. Came up a little short on him. And that is not what Craig McKinley wanted from that shot. I think if I'm Tim, I'd like to split these. I'd like to come down with just kind of back four kind of weight and just move these away from each other. He's calling for a shot, like almost a freeze on his own rock here. The trouble with that is if he leaves it a little bit on the high side, he's going to leave a double for Craig. Not by. It's actually more open now than it was. Yep. And Rich Hess is going to get another chance at this rock. No offer from the front end yet. Mine's getting better. Just going to tick that guard. Yes. Yep. I think this is a good call here from Tim. I think I'd like to split this rock. Come down. Just like back four, back eight weight, and just split them. Chip the shot rock behind the red ones. You might even roll your shooter underneath this yellow guard that's several feet outside the park. I think that'd be an ideal scenario for Broomstones right now with Hammer. Not enough weight to move it. But it sure looks like a tough double. But it is there. I'm not sure he can see enough of this top rock to get them both, but he's going to make an attempt at it. Can't throw big weight here, though. Got to just throw kind of control, boardish kind of weight here. And that looks like what he's throwing. To get them both, he's got to get the top rock first. And oh my. Oh, Brian is not happy with that one. Oh, just left it out a little bit and it didn't hit anything. Looking to draw right down to these rocks. Again, if you leave it out just a little bit, you're going to leave Philly with a chance to bing, bang, boom. So don't need to score big here. You score a deuce here for Broomstones, and you really don't. And the game won't be out of reach, but it certainly will be big trouble for Philly. Coming right to him. Going to freeze right in the pocket. Wow. Oh boy. Gotta hit something here, Brian. Oh, I'm sorry, Craig. I think if he hits the rock that was just thrown on the high side, he gets them both. Shot rock stays right where it is, I think. I don't see all three of them going. Top rock's just not going to go away. Big shot here from Brian Dutt. Not offering. Not offering. Not offering. Oy. That's a pretty darn good shot. My goodness, what a beautiful throw. That is a triple. Left them sitting one up in the top. Still a chance for a deuce here for Broomstones. It didn't go off the rings. What a great shot. From where I'm sitting, I wasn't sure that the triple was there, but it most certainly was. He's got to feel great after that, after flashing his first one. Nice throw, nice shot there from Brian Dutt. And he can come back and watch it again. It'll be archived, Brian. We waited all weekend to see a curling shot like that. Now looking for a hit and roll here, and the thrill of that could be gone right away here if Tim Ho can make a hit and roll, and it's actually going to go bye-bye. Wow. Oy. Working hard to get it off the rings. I believe he did. Yep. You have a lot of places where you can roll here if you're Craig as well. If you can hit and roll behind your yellow one, that's great. Behind the yellow one. If it goes cross behind the red ones, would be okay. That triple sure changed the complexion in the end. Sixth end here in a well-played curling game. Getting a little roll, and then he's rolling out. Oh boy. Kept it off the rings. I guess we're looking it over. I think you might want to put the biter bar on that one if it matters. Draw attempt here from Benj Guzman.
Chavez hits that. Chavez makes that catch. The place explodes. My friend comes back with the bathroom. He said nothing. Yeah, this guy rolling it into life, just like I said.
It's a beautiful looking shot here. It's running out of gas though. I don't know if they're going to get it to the rings. I don't think so. Not quite. Doesn't look like it's there. Wow. Oh, boy. Now a big chance here for Craig McKinley to get one behind all these guards and be in a position to steal. Exciting curling game. God, well played game, folks. These are the shots why the skips get the big bucks. See what he can do here. Perennially a tough spot to make one really finish here. The right way, you can get it to curl, but I don't know about finish. Way out in the corner of the 12-foot. Very edge of the 12-foot was the broom. Just not curling. Just not curling there. Hard spot to make one curl. Know the shot well, Craig. I feel your pain. A little heavy. Tough. Now, do you try and split this rock at the top of the 12-foot? Especially if this thing's a biter here for 3. You put a bar on it anyway, I would think, if it's close. Possibility of splitting that on and getting certainly 2, even if this one's not a biter in the back of the 12-foot. It's basically just draw weight, right? Hit a couple inches of it, even an inch. Hit an inch of that rock that's at the top of the 12-foot. Your shooter spills onto the rings, and all of a sudden you've got a big end with a hammer stone here in the 6th. Huge in the 6th end if they can pull a double out here. Waits right for the shot if he hits it right. Weak. Oh, he's thinking it's a blank end now. He wants it off the rings. And it isn't going to leave the rings now. It's 1 or 2, depending on the biter bar on the other one. They're even going to throw a biter bar on it. No, it's not on at all. Okay. So they got a 1. Force of 1. 5-3. Broomstones after 6. Still got us a game here, folks. On to the 7th end. Broomstones 5, Philly 3. Over in our other A quarterfinal on sheet 4, they are playing the 6th end. It is Utica 2, 9, and Cape Cod 2. Cape Cod is throwing the hammer stone with a chance to get at least 3 with a angle raise, run back takeout. Quite possibly 4 if he hits it right. Three for sure. And it turned out to be 1 for Cape Cod, so it's 9-3 at the end of 6. Favor of Utica 2. And there's handshakes over in the other A quarter. So Utica 2 is victorious over Cape Cod. And Utica 2 will play tomorrow morning at 8. Back to our feature. 5-3 Broomstones. They're playing the 7th end. Broomstones sitting 1 and 2. Philly took themselves out there at the top. Really wasn't bad. That center guard wasn't doing you any good, really, if you're Philly at this point. They desperately need to score a deuce here. Broomstones hasn't made very many mistakes at all. Neither has Philly, but there's element of expertise in this game that's certainly shining. Center guard put up here by Broomstones. Craig's going to have Rich Hess come down, and I think he'd like to roll one way or the other. If he doesn't make the double, just get underneath the guard here somehow and get yourself in some kind of position for a multiple score here if you're Philadelphia. Coming right to the nose, pretty much. Little bit of a roll. Still left Broomstone sitting 1 in the back 4. I think you want to get rid of this red rock if you're Broomstones. I think you want to lose this red rock. That's tough, though. There's not a lot of room there. Maybe coming the other way might be better. Players there in a little chuckle. I think they'd like to come the other way too. Maybe he's thinking he wants to get them both. I don't know. That's a tough shot. No offer from the Brooms yet. Line's getting better. Oh, he made a great shot. That's just a great curling shot. Very nicely thrown there from Mike Sampson. Beautiful shot. So Rich Hess needs to make a shot here. Got to draw down to the 4-foot circle here behind these guards. Craig McKinley desperately trying to get himself in a spot here to get 2 with hammer here in the 7th. Down 2. What a good looking shot here. This is a beauty. Very nice. Very nice shot there from Rich Hess. Now Tim will try and freeze down to this rock. Want to try and not give Philly more than one here.
Totally. Mentally, like,
Freeze attempt here from Tim Ho.
no action, no emotion out there at all. Can't play fun. Was it a takeout for his
Looks like it doesn't have the legs to get there, but they're really dragging it, but I don't think it's there. No, short, top 12. Got to draw again here if you're Craig. Yep. There you go. Room to get to the 4-foot circle here. It's what he's got to do. I haven't seen any rocks finish with curl here, coming with the intern away from the glass. I think he's better off here. Hard spot to get one to curl on the other side. Brian Dudd, big attempt here. Got to get one on the 4-foot circle behind these guards. He just made one. Just made the same shot. He's got to do it again here. Try and get Philly back evened up here with broomstones in the 7th end. This one's over curling a little bit on him. I think a little bit. He took a little bit off, and it curled up on him. Just going to make the rings. Okay, like one broom too light there, Brian. Tim Ho looking to draw around here and be second rock, or at least cut the rings down to make Craig's job harder to get his 2 here. Oh, this is a beautiful looking shot if it's by. A little kiss. Oh, it's by. Look at this shot, folks. Look at this shot. That is just a perfect curling shot. I don't think you could have walked it down there any better and set it down. That's a great shot. I don't know how Craig gets his deuce here. He got to play for 1. Down to skip rocks. That was a great shot. Just a setup shot here from Craig McKinley with Brian. He's going to try and leave a rock with something that he can do with here. Short, several feet short of the rings. Now, if you're Tim Ho, what do? I think you'd like to just leave, make it so Philadelphia cannot get more than 1. Have the hammer up 1 coming for home. Good spot to be in if you're broomstones, if you can finish out this end as such. But we are down to skip. We do have 4 rocks left. Does he try to come through that port and chip the red rock off the button? Instead of bundle? I almost think I'd be tempted to do this. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. I think if he hits what he can see of it, like just a bullet between the hole, and he just catches that yellow rock on the high side, the red rock goes bye-bye and yellow sits a pile. This is like I think it's there. And that's what he's going for. Why not? Just got to make it through the port. Oik. Oik. Oh, it's on the guard. Wow. Jiggled them around a little bit. No harm done. Wow. He was really close to making that shot. Really close. If it got by the guard, I think he had a made shot there. That would have left Broomstone sitting 4. Now Craig McKinley pretty much has to guard for his life here. I think that there's a real risk of that shot being there again if he doesn't guard up. What a shame with Hammer having to guard here, but I don't see a way in for 2 here for him. He can't get enough of the 4-foot, I don't believe, without leaving himself exposed. Oh no. Now what do you do? Last rock here for Benj Guzman. You just guard and let him get his 1. Play defensive. Well, they're lining up a shot here that could be a real. This is a game-winning shot, in my mind. If he runs that red rock back to the yellow rock, spills the red rock off of the button, and the striking rock, the red rock goes away, I believe yellow sits 4. No. Nope, red's got Hammer. This is an angle raised takeout to sit 4 if you're Broomstones. He's got to hit it on the high side. Oy! Almost. Almost. Good gracious, that was a great attempt. That would have left Broomstone sitting a pile. Now a red raise here for Craig McKinley to try and pop this back to the full 4 foot to get his 2. And that's pretty much all he's got. Hammerstone here in the 7th end. Philly is sitting 1. He's trying a little tap back on this red one out here in the just off the rings. If he can pop it back to the blue, full blue, or even bring it to his own stone, he's got a shot at getting 2 here. Oh, it picked. That's unfortunate for Craig. Out in that fresh pebble, it just went sideways on him. So it's 5-4 here, folks. Broomstone's up 5-4. They have the hammer. I'm sorry, Philip. Yes. And they have the hammer coming for home. 5-4 Broomstones. Got to be feeling pretty good right now, I think, if you're Broomstones. Up one with hammer. Got to set up a steel end here if you're Craig McKinley. Get some guards up here. Very nice. A good opener for a steel end. Very nice. Tim Ho's going to go right for the top of the 4-foot circle here and try and keep himself out of trouble. Some people might say you go corner guard here and then Philadelphia goes to the top 4, then they're in control of the end. Once the free guard zone is over, you try and run it back, but I like trying to beat the other team to the 4-foot circle here under this circumstance. And again, tough spot to make one curl over there with the outturn. And it's a little toasty. I think you disregard this rock if you're Craig McKinley. Get your second guard up. Rob Van Schooneveld curled a good game. Not bad. In front of the rings. That works. Can't run it yet. Paul Marcelia curled a good game as well here, lead for Broomstones. He's got a good looking shot here. Pretty much on the button, I believe. Good throw. Very nice shot, just touching the button. Yep. Freeze down there. Rich Hess also curled a super game. It's been a phenomenal curling game, folks. I've been really enjoyed calling this for you guys tonight. And it ain't over. Looking to make a perfect freeze down here. And he's got it. He's got it. That's a beautiful curling shot. Very nice. Little bump. Didn't hurt him any. Now I think you start peeling rocks here if you're Tim. And the center one's your enemy. Yep. Mike Sampson. Superbly curled game from him as well. Another guard, attaboy. These guys just continue to throw good curling rocks, man. That's a great shot. Absolutely great shot. It's by far the best game I've watched. I watched a lot of curling this weekend, people, and this is the best game I've seen all weekend. This is a great curling game. Looking to clear the front out now is Tim Ho with Mike Sampson's last rock. Looking for like a normal takeout. Beautiful. Fine shot. Good throw. Broomstone sitting one on the button. Philly has a rock just in front of it in the 4-foot. Brian Dutt curled a great game here tonight. Full 12. We're in the final end here. Broomstones has hammer here. I'm not sure going after this rock behind the tee line does you anything here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they're chasing this rock on the behind the tee line. Got the hammer here. Interesting strategy there to take that rock out behind the tee line. I'm not sure. They have the hammer here. Broomstones has got hammer, and they're ahead by one with one on the pot. Brian Dutt's going to try a nice little tap back on this red stone that's in the full 12 and lock it right on shot rock. Just not coming over. Just not coming over. It's just wide. Oy, 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 oy. So it's second rock just past the tee line. And right there is a pretty darn good spot for yellow rock. Right in front of the red rock. We are down to hammer stones here. Down to skip stones, I should say. Going to corner freeze this rock at the top of the 12, if that. Cut the rings down on himself, however. I don't know what Craig's thinking of doing here. Oh, this is tough. You know, there's room to draw, but it just doesn't want to finish there, coming with the outturn. This is what he's going to try and throw a little triple raise tap back. He's got to hit it on the low side. Might just shove the yellow rock off the button. Maybe. Yeah, I don't see the curl happening for the tap, just tapping him off with the outturn draw. Tough. We are down to skip stones. Featured game. Well played game by both teams. Oh, he's firing at it. My goodness, I thought he was going to just throw, just to jiggle him around, but he's throwing some weight here. Oh, no. That was the risk of that, the jammer. And he lost all his reds. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Jeez. Didn't see that happening. They all went by. We fired it. Oh, my goodness. Looking to guard up here now. Again, Broomstones has 2 shots left. Philadelphia just won.
What's the tiebreaker for the time? You're announcing who's
I don't have that info in front of me. I should have made a copy of it, but I didn't. I don't have it in front of me. Yeah, this format's a bit new to me, Tom. I've never seen this, so.
I don't think the guy who's running it
No, it's unusual. That's for sure. I will be here at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, folks, to call the final game as well. But this has been a very entertaining curling game. Looking just to guard up here. I think if he throws a good guard here, it's a shaker. I'm not sure what Craig's going to have if he throws a good guard. He's using their rock. And they've got one sitting in the 12-foot. He's going to leave him room to freeze? Oh, my goodness. He's going to be right next to it? Well, that's not the end of the world. Nose and hope for a miss, right? Yeah, nose hit and hope for a miss. Got to try and make the double and flop it behind the guard. No, Philly's yellow has hammer. Broomstone's got hammer. It'll just float. It'll go, right. Just control, board. Right. Craig McKinley has got to be sitting shot rock at the end of this, or this game is over. And this game is over, folks. What a great game. So Broomstones is victorious over Philadelphia, and definitely a well-played curling game by both teams. Congratulations to Benj Guzman, Tim Ho, Mike Sampson, and Paul Marsalia. They're moving on to tomorrow, and Philadelphia is officially eliminated from the tournament. Great game. Thanks for being with me tonight. I will be back at 11:30 tomorrow morning for the A final. And I'm glad that you were with me tonight on the broadcast, and I'll look forward to seeing you folks tomorrow. Stay warm. See you at 11:30 tomorrow morning.